Col Pradeep Kapoor, I'm very happy to welcome you here to this channel, Lex Consilium Foundation, for the playlist Kuch Purani Yadein. Now, you served in army for over 26 years. In retrospect, what do you call the high points of your association with the uniform?
Yes, thank you for inviting me, Nilendra. High points of service could be many, but I would list out a few. Firstly, soon after commissioning, we went into war within a matter of 2 years. And this is something that every army officer looks forward to.
You're talking about Indo-Pak War 71.
That's right.
Okay.
It's not everyone who gets an opportunity to go into action, and we were lucky that we saw action within just 2 years. Subsequently, I participated in insurgency operations, and they always seemed so easy as compared to what we had already experienced. Counterinsurgency operations in which I participated were in Nagaland, in Punjab, and in Assam. I have served 13 years in the Northeast, mostly in mountains and jungle. I've had 3 tenures in the Rajasthan desert. I've seen how the desert has evolved and changed. And I've also had a tenure in J&K, again in the mountains. All regimental tenures which I had were with the same regiment, which is something to be greatly proud of because most people don't get this opportunity. I would serve in the unit, then go out on staff, come back, serve in the same unit, ultimately commanded the same unit.
Right. Now, just a little clarification. You mentioned that your response about 71 war may perhaps convey an erroneous idea to the viewers that a military person wants war. He is happy with the war. What do you respond to that?
No, obviously, nobody wants war. However, as a career soldier, one looks forward to the opportunity of being able to do what you have been trained and trained and trained for.
For the cause of the country,
yes,
for the larger good. Now, what would you point as your major achievements? You spoke about the high points and your major achievements during these 26 years. One, of course, I would say that you went for the long gunnery course, which not many or all artillery officers get to do that, and you may like to list the others.
Sure. Firstly, when you go into insurgency operations, you are confronted with lots of situations where you are meeting insurgents. You know these people are all anti-government. Their ideas, their philosophy is all anti-government. We don't have an opportunity to try and convert them because they spend too brief an time with us. But it certainly drives home the fact that we don't feel for them as we would for the enemy. Secondly, you also realize that nation building is part of the role that you perform, which is a contribution, no matter how small it is, but you are contributing towards building up the nation as a whole. This was driven home. The fact that we were part of the 1971 war, which is a major achievement of India, and we have contributed to our own history, is a matter of success and achievement.
Thank you. It's very important, significant that you clarified that the insurgents, though it is part of the military duty of a soldier to operate against them, yet he remains conscious of the fact that they are not enemy, they are our brothers, and they are also citizens of the country. They are not enemy. Now, I would like you to tell the viewers and speak about your participation in 71 Bangladesh war. You were on Bangladesh front.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Something about that.
Well, to begin with, everyone knows about the 13 days that were spent in December. What is not commonly known is that the period 6 months prior to the December action was also our responsibility. We were carrying out live action and live firing against the enemy at all times during these 6 months period.
Live firing for the viewers means what? It was actual firing.
It was actual firing
Ammunition. Yes.
against Pak forces,
Yes.
and we let the world believe that this was being done by the Mukti Bahini. The Mukti Bahini did not have any artillery guns. We did the firing on their behalf, but patrols and other actions which were done across the border were those of the Mukti Bahini.
Okay.
Besides this, during the period July to September, we received a group of civilians whom we were told have to be converted to become gunners. Now we know that it takes a year and a half for a civilian to become a professional soldier and a gunner within the artillery. But we were able to achieve the same result within 2 months.
Remarkable. Yes.
And we
Turned
handed
those civilians into trained artillery soldiers. Okay.
And we named this battery the Mujib battery. It became the first artillery subunit of Bangladesh artillery. Today it is part of one field of Bangladesh.
And for the information of the viewers, I would just like to say that a battery is equivalent of a company in infantry. A battery has 6 guns, but almost about 120, round about 120 persons who man those guns as gunners, operators, radio operators, drivers, surveyors, etc. Yeah, please continue.
We were also part of a very famous heli lift which took place between Brahmanbadia and Pubail in East Pakistan. And the heli lift resulted in movement of weapons, equipment, ammunition to deep inside Pakistan. But no transport work could be lifted in a helicopter. So, since artillery guns have to be towed by vehicles, and there were no vehicles, so we found an innovative solution. We walked up to the railway station and we said, okay, here is a railway engine parked here. We managed to get it operational. We hooked up a train and we operated that train for 4 days back and forth between Pubail and other stations nearby. And we were moving not only artillery equipment and ammunition, but also infantry was being lifted forward and deployed. Ultimately, this train was christened as the 59 Special, named after my regiment, and we arrived in Dhaka at dawn on the 17th of December, immediately after the surrender which took place on the 16th.
That's remarkable, part of military history. And 59, when you say it is 59 field regiment.
It was a mountain regiment at that time.
59 mountain regiment. Okay. That's something remarkable. And this lift by helicopters, or the choppers as commonly said, was over a distance, how much?
About 40 minutes flight.
40 minutes flight. That's something remarkable. Now, it's been 26 years that you shed uniform and you became a civilian after 26 years of service. Are you still connected with military in some way?
Yes. Firstly, having served in the army and then thereafter having been exposed in such a prolonged manner to the disability sector, I am in the unique position of being able to understand the needs of a disabled veteran. And I have learned also many aspects of this work, all through attending seminars, reading books. There is no formal teaching for this.
Okay.
So anyone can pick it up the same way as I have done. And When it comes to associating with my former mates in the army, yes, we have an annual course get together.
Okay.
And besides that, there are regimental raising days.
That keeps you in touch. Now I come to the last question. That's very interesting part of Kuch Purani Yadein. Now, Purane Dinon mein, you also dabbled in modeling and acting. Now, was it in that order, modeling first and acting, or you became an actor first on stage and then a model? Say something about that.
Yes. Firstly, I was always interested in acting, even while I was in service, but there was no opportunity to participate. The moment I left service, I began to get involved in theater and I became a stage actor. After having done many roles in different plays, then I expanded to stepping out into acting in films. So I've acted in commercial films, in documentaries, and so on. Advertising films also. These were all a spin off from my stage acting days. I can share a few examples with you. I was participating with a British unit, film unit from the BBC. They were making a commercial film set in 1955 in India. So the entire crew had arrived from the UK and they were shooting. It was set in 1955.
Okay.
Now, on the first day, we were required to report to a hotel at 6 a.m., the reporting time, where we would be picked up in a bus and taken to the venue for the shoot. I arrived 5 minutes early and I thought I was okay. But I noticed that I was the last person to arrive. Every Britisher was there beforehand, which means that they are very, very punctual, far more than what we think we are.
That was a great lesson. I think your association with films, theatre, and modeling would call for a separate video. We would be very happy to do that. And I thank you, Col Pradeep Kapoor, for this very informative and interesting video as part of Kuch Purani Yadein. Thank you.
Thank you.